Hey guys, my name is Matthew Pejos, and if you've been following these videos at all, you'll realize that my hair's getting longer. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the appointment set and making sure that when you guys are setting appointments, they're good appointments and they actually show up. So how do we make sure that show rate on your appointment, meaning out of the demos that you've booked, how many of them actually show up? Make sure that percentage is nice and high. So first thing you want to do, there's a few qualifications that you're going to need when actually setting an appointment. One is you want the decision maker. Okay, and if you want to speed up your sales process, it's not just the decision maker, it's the influencers around. Anybody that would have to do with rolling out your product, that'd be using your product, facilitating the product as well. For us, if it's training, it'd be maybe sales managers or a general manager as well as the owner of the company. Okay, so you want all of those people on the call because you want to decrease the amount of time in the sales cycle. If you're to just have let's say the owner of the company on, he wants to make sure his managers are bought into your product. If you have to set up a bunch of different appointments, it's just going to increase the length of your sales cycle. So make sure you get all the decision makers on a call. Okay, 2, lock down an actual specific date and time. Okay, when I say that, I mean actually go through your calendar, find a time that works for both of you guys, and put it in and send a calendar invite through whatever Gmail, Google Calendar, whatever you guys are using. I know those are the same products, but for whatever calendar service you guys are using. So make sure you send it and get that person, the decision maker, or the person you're setting the appointment with, to accept it on the call. Meaning you say, hey, I just sent it over, want to make sure it didn't go to spam. Can you just click accept for me when it comes in and wait for it to pop through? The green check mark has increased my show rate probably by an extra 50%. Okay, so having that green check mark on there. And then 2, get their cell phone number. Okay, don't be afraid to ask. Just be like, are you cool if I send you a text to confirm in the morning? And if they say yes, great, then you can shoot them a text in the morning. Don't abuse this power, obviously, because if you're getting the cell phone, great, but it's a lot easier to get them onto the call if for some reason they don't show up right in the first couple minutes if you have their cell phone number. Okay, and then after that, you want to do a double lock. Okay, for example, Jim, any reason outside of, let's say, Godzilla coming through and tearing up Vancouver that you couldn't make it to the appointment on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Cool, like make it funny as well because you don't want to be too heavy on this. You want to keep it light, but just double lock it on them. And then the final thing, ask the person after you book the appointment, and you have to be very interested when you say this. You have to ask with a high level of interest. Why actually take the appointment with me? Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to either A, tell you if it's a real appointment or not, because they're going to say, oh, I just want to check it out. Real decision makers or real buyers don't just show up for a dog and pony show. They show up because they want to solve a problem. So ask that last question and get this information, because if you find out that they're actually coming to solve a problem, the likelihood of them actually showing up is a lot higher, where if they're just saying, yeah, I'll come check it out because, you called me. Okay, that's when the appointments don't show up because they don't actually have any urgency on the deal. And I'll give you guys a really quick tip. Another really good way to actually increase the urgency of your deal and actually make sure your appointment shows is to quantify a problem on the qualification call or the cold call. Okay, and find out what's the biggest problem and how much is it costing that person, and quantify it over a year-long period or a 3 or 5 year long period. Okay, it's a lot easier to show up to a meeting if you know you're losing 400 grand a year, or you could be making an extra $1 million, than someone just showing up to show you a program. So those would be my big takeaways in terms of how do we actually get appointments to show, and appointments that show up that want to actually do a deal. Okay, decrease the length of the sales cycle, get them to actually show up, and make sure your show rate is high. Now, if you guys like any of this content or the growth of my hair, hit the like button below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be seeing you guys again. Thanks.